The Lutz family moved into their new home in Amityville, Long Island, with great excitement. It was a beautiful Dutch colonial with large windows and a sweeping view of the waterfront. The house was perfect, or so they thought. But as soon as they moved in, they began to experience strange occurrences. The first night, they heard strange noises coming from the walls, and the doors and windows would open and close on their own. They dismissed it as the house settling or the wind, but things only got worse from there. The family felt a sense of unease, and the children were particularly affected. They complained of nightmares and seeing strange apparitions in their rooms. The youngest, Missy, spoke of a friend named Jody, who she claimed was a pig-like creature that whispered to her at night. Her father tried to reassure her that it was just her imagination, but he was starting to have his doubts. George Lutz, the father, became increasingly irritable and was plagued by vivid nightmares of the house's previous inhabitants. He also became obsessed with keeping the wood-burning stove burning 24/7, even in the sweltering heat. His wife, Kathy, also began to experience strange phenomena, including waking up to find her husband levitating off the bed. One night, George woke up to find himself surrounded by a swarm of flies. They were everywhere, in his mouth, in his eyes, in his ears. He couldn't escape them, and they seemed to be coming from nowhere. He tried to wake up his wife, but she was in a deep sleep and wouldn't wake up. George felt like he was losing his mind. Kathy woke up one night to find a hooded figure standing at the end of her bed. She couldn't see its face, but she knew it was looking at her. She tried to scream, but she couldn't make a sound. The figure vanished as suddenly as it had appeared, but the memory stayed with her. The family sought the help of a priest, but even the holy water and crosses failed to ward off the entity that was tormenting them. They contacted paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, who came to the house and immediately sensed a malevolent presence. They conducted a seance, during which they made contact with the spirit of a man named Ronald DeFeo Jr., who had murdered his entire family in the house the year before the Lutzes moved in. They believed that DeFeo's spirit was still in the house and that it was responsible for the Lutzes' experiences. The Lutzes realized that they had to leave the house, and they fled in the middle of the night, leaving all their possessions behind. The house remained empty for years, with only occasional visitors daring to enter. The house still stands, and the events that transpired in it remain one of the most chilling and unexplained paranormal phenomena in history.